Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day to all you lovebirds out there. And if you haven't got someone to love, you just love yourself.
Yes.
So welcome to another edition of the Sunday Sofa with us lovely ladies. And we're really happy to see you all today. And we're going to have a lovely subject, which we'll be talking about shortly. So the Sunday Sofa, if you haven't joined us before, it's a very interactive show. Okay, we want to know your opinions. We want to know your thoughts. We want to know your stories. You guys make this show, okay? So as more interactive as you can be, the better. And if you are lucky and really interactive, you may receive a card reading or some sort of reading today as well. So please do comment, get interactive, give us all of your thoughts and comments because we absolutely love hearing them. Anything at all that you'd like to share with us. So if you don't know me already, my name is Polly Harnett and I work as a spiritual medium, tarot card reader, trance healer and medium, and animal healer and communicator.
Hello, I'm Jane Morton. Are we going? I thought we were going Lia last. Sorry, because she's got something to do. Right then. Sorry. But she'll still go now because I've jumped in.
Go on, Jane.
Hi, everybody. Sorry. I'm Jane Morton. I'm a psychic counsellor, psychic medium, a therapist, holistic therapist. I do all sorts. And obviously, I host a show on SPTV as well. So thank you for joining us.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name's Lia, psychic medium, tarot reader, trance healer as well. Really excited to be with you all today. Happy Valentine's Day. We've got some questions for the audience today as well. So we want to know, are you in a relationship? What does love mean to you? It doesn't have to be something romantic. It could be anything. And we also want to know some of the love lessons that you might have learned over the past couple of years. So what has love taught you? So write in the comment box and let us know. So we'll say some hellos to everyone and then we're going to tell you about our exciting guest today. All right. Hi, Sally.
Hi, Sally.
Hi, Sally.
Good afternoon. Hi,
Alison.
Hi, Alison.
Angel.
Angel.
Spreading the love.
Spreading the love. Absolutely. You spread that love.
Oh, Alison, bah humbug.
No, Alison.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, all. Oh, hi, Howell.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Howell.
All the way from America.
Amazing.
Lovely.
Hi, Pamela.
Oh,
hi,
good afternoon,
Pamela.
Richard, and 3 sexy ladies and everyone in chat. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
Wow.
Valentine's Day.
I feel like I'm blushing.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. She's saying hi to you as well, Richard.
Howell. Well, Polly, you know what I'm going to say. Polly is awesome, always pleasant and always on point. Oh, thank you, Howell. Thank you very much.
Oh,
blushing again.
It's lovely.
Hi,
It's lovely to
Di.
have a bit of feedback. Oh, hello, Di.
Hello again. Hi, Kate.
Oh, Kate's a newbie. Hi, Kate.
Oh.
I hope you enjoy the show.
hope you enjoy it.
Let us know where you're coming from. Good afternoon, Benny.
Good
Hi,
afternoon, Benny.
So, guys, we want to know, what does love mean to you? So it could be anything. Is it joy, happiness, nature, music? Let us know in the comments.
Hi, Issy.
Hi, Issy. Alison is in a relationship with Mr. Cadbury. Me too.
Oh.
So am I, Alison. So am I. So don't feel guilty.
Well, I feel like I'm cheating on my partner because, you know, I'm very keen on something called Gordon's.
Is that something called gin? Is that Gordon?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't eat Cadbury, so which is it's like a massive betrayment, you know. Oh, betrayal.
We've got Angel saying, love means appreciation of others, myself, and all the beautiful things in the universe has to offer us all. That's lovely.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it?
Hi,
Oh,
Michelle.
happy Valentine's Day, Michelle.
Shall I tell you all a little secret? My first married name was Valentine.
Chris, everyone
Hi-
is my auntie.
Hi,
coming
Chris.
from France.
Oh, hi, Chris.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Hi, dear
Oh,
auntie.
bonjour.
Bonjour. Christine, good afternoon, ladies, Richard, and everyone on chat.
Love his
Giant
giant chocolate buttons.
Or fruit and nut.
Oh yeah, that is good.
Hi, Cameron.
Hello, Cameron.
No, Jane is not
Is
in the
Jane
studio. She's
sitting
at
on-
home. She's at home today.
No, because there is no studio. This is my sofa in my home.
Yes, Michelle, it is definitely gin. I'm cheating on my partner with Gordon's. Oh
Alison,
no, Alison's 3 timing. I'm not.
Alison's
I
saying
think
Polly
he's doing a bit more than that.
But Gordon is also in a relationship with me.
So
Benny.
then,
So one last
how
comment from Benny there.
exciting!
My son made me a Valentine's card at school. That's love. That is love.
Oh, they're the
Very
best.
sweet. Okay,
Oh.
so we have a very exciting guest for you all today. I'm going to introduce him in a second. Some of you might know him already. He has been on a few different lives over lockdown, and he was actually on BBC One that I caught the other day. So he can tell you a little bit more about that. So our special guest today, he's an international spiritual and trance medium. He is very much involved in running the Newton Abbot Spiritual Church, which his mum ran before he did. So I've been to a few of this person's demonstrations over the last couple of years, and we actually randomly bumped into each other in Spain last year during one of his demonstrations. So we are here to introduce Ricky Whitmore. Thank you for joining us. I'm just going to bring him in now.
Oh,
Hi, Ricky. Really lovely for you to join us.
Thank you for
having me.
joining us.
Lovely to be here. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. So over to you, Ricky, if you want to just introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about you.
Absolutely. So I suppose for me, it started my journey started many years ago. I'm not going to say I saw spirit from a young age, because I don't remember, although my mother told me I did. But for me, it started. My grandfather was a trance healer, and from a young boy of about 4 or 5, I would watch him go into trance, and his Native American Indian guide start speaking. At the time, we were living in a house in Teignmouth, or they were living in a house in Teignmouth, this old scary house. So it all started for me there. I was then in with, my mother was a medium at the time as well, and my godfather. So it sort of ran in the family. So I was actually quite a rebellious teenager, and I stepped away from it for many, many years. And then I reached a low point at about 30. And I was up in North Wales with the National Trust doing some stuff up there. And we would always go down the pub. And we went down the pub one night, but I was a bit queasy. I didn't feel like drinking. So we came back. Everyone went to bed. And when they all went to bed, I saw, because I've got 2 sisters in spirit, I saw them both stood there in front of me.
Wow.
And they were talking about a book. They kept going, book, and that was it. And then they were gone. And I woke up the next morning thinking, oh, it was a weird dream. But then literally middle of the week, the following week, I'm sat home here. And I'm sort of eating my cornflakes, ready to go to work. And there in the middle of the living room floor was a book saying how to develop your psychic awareness. So at that point, I thought, right, okay. So I sort of put my cap on and slipped back up to Newton Abbot Spiritualist Church. And of course, by that time, it all completely changed, and I didn't really know anyone there. And my journey sort of restarted there, I would say.
Awesome. Amazing. Well, there's some people in the comments that are saying that they live near Newton Abbot Spiritualist Church. So maybe one day
they live near it.
Yes.
Ah, well, pop in. We'll be open next Sunday morning.
Oh, lovely.
We're opening for meditation. So, or meditation, contemplation, and private prayer every Sunday morning between 10 and 12. And then when we come out of lockdown, we'll reopen with services then.
Amazing. Awesome.
Wow. Sounds like you've had a nice little journey. I always love hearing about people's journeys on a spiritual level, because it's just, they're so different and they're so fascinating. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing, isn't it? And really, I'd be really interested to see you work as well. So we're going to have to maybe take a trip down there, I think, ladies.
Definitely.
Well,
A little coach trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, always. Well, you're more than welcome to come and do your show from the church. That would be good. Enjoy that.
Oh,
Awesome.
that would be marvelous.
That'd be good, yeah.
Wouldn't it?
That'd be good.
So then, right, let's get cracking. So let's have a look. Leah.
Yes.
What does love mean to you then? So how do you define love?
I would say love to me just means happiness, joy, family, friends, animals. I guess it depends like what stage of your life you're in, because I know love means something different now than it maybe did before. So at the moment, love to me just means being happy, joyful, nice to people around me. I'm not in a relationship, so I can't say that I'm like devoted to someone, so love in that way. So at the moment, just in love with myself and the world around me.
Oh, that's amazing though, because it really is, like we said at the beginning, it's really important that we do love ourselves first, isn't it? Being happy in our lives, being happy. I know not everything can be perfect 100% of the time, because it can't, but it's actually learning from this, learning lessons from this, and learning how to love you as you are. It doesn't matter how much you weigh. It doesn't matter. I don't know if you're having a bad hair day. Believe me, I've had a few over lockdown. Bad hair days. In fact, I've had to cut it myself and dyed it myself this morning, and which I seem to have done quite a lot recently. But it really is important to love who you are, because if you love yourself and respect yourself, then you're more likely, if you are single and going to find love or find a relationship, that it's going to be a healthy relationship, because you do love yourself and respect yourself, and you honour yourself, and you're not going to be, over compromise and things like that. I think it's really important to be happy with yourself first. Because sometimes jumping from relationship to relationship can be quite unhealthy, can't it? That you can't actually live by yourself and appreciate waking up by yourself, and appreciate the world around you, or whatever.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people tend to like come out of a relationship and then go into another relationship with somebody that's very similar, and they tend to go through the same things with different people, and maybe that's because they haven't yet learned how to love themselves and to step out of that situation and look for something a little bit different.
Yeah, and sometimes it is very much, if you believe in karma or karmic lessons, when you're jumping from one person to the next who is, like you said, very similar or has similar personality traits, for example, that aren't always healthy, you're not giving yourself enough time to stop and think, actually, that didn't make me happy the first time round, why is it going to make me happy to be with somebody the second time round like this, or the third or the fourth or the fifth, and I think it's like that time when you it just goes, stops, it pauses, is probably one of the most important times in your life, really, isn't it? To think, to reflect and think, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to be in that sort of relationship again. And that doesn't just mean with lovers, that can also be with friends, can't it? Because you can have very toxic friendships just as much as you can have amazing friendships.
And family too.
Definitely.
We've got Pamela saying, I love me, I am fabulous, gorgeous and sexy. Yes, you are, Pamela.
You are,
You
Pamela.
certainly are. Yeah, absolutely.
And I hope you're all wrapped up, taking care of yourself.
Oh, Di's saying, my lover is in Florida, so apart this year. Should have been on a cruise right now.
Hopefully next year, Di.
Just put something on the TV and try and simulate it, get a TV on with like you're on a cruise ship, and then get your other half on the iPad, and then get a glass of prosecco or champers or something like that, or pina colada. Yeah, and it will just replicate it. I know it's not the same as being with somebody face to face, but unfortunately we just have to do what we have to do at the moment, don't we?
Yeah.
So
So Ricky, what does love mean to you?
Well, it's quite an interesting question. I suppose love means for me cycling from Liverton, because I grew up on the edge of Dartmoor, cycling from Liverton all the way to Ashburton on a Thursday night to see my girlfriend, going into the little red phone box, giving her a call to tell her I was in Ashburton, only to be told by her dad that she wasn't allowed out.
Oh no!
And I think that's been the story of my love life ever since, actually.
Oh, so I take it you're
I'm
not with this
taking it-
girl anymore.
But no, I think the thing is with love is, love is it's something really that's unconditional, isn't it? I mean, to me, love is the look on the newborn baby when you first glance eyes on the newborn baby and the newborn baby looks back at you. Love is that loving stare you get from your animal, from your dog, that loves you unconditionally. Love is doing something for someone without having any sort of rules or just going with it and just doing it because you love that person, you want to be with them. Love is about happiness on both ways, and if love doesn't make you happy, then really I should question whether you're in the right relationship. Although I know we go through difficult ups and downs with relationships, but to me love is also the love that comes from the spirit realms as well, from them back to us. And I'm not going to get religious, but when I talk about God for me is a loving energy that loves us all, no matter who we are or what we are. Doesn't care. I'd say he, but I use that as a terminology. So love to me is about being unconditional and doing anything for anyone, purely because you enjoy being in their company and they enjoy being in your company as well. I think we overcomplicate love, really. I think. I think if there's too many hurdles in the way of love, then for me, and maybe this is me and my experiences, but for me, if there's too many hurdles in the way, then I tend to step back and say, well, actually, do you know what? Maybe it's not the right one for me, or actually, maybe it is the right one for me, but it's not the right one for her.
Yeah,
because we've got to think on that side of things. She could be perfect for me, but am I perfect for her? And we've both got to be perfect for each other, really.
And do you think that's something that you can grow to be perfect?
I think so. I think I'm quite old school, actually, because I know I joked about the red phone box, but I was talking to my daughter. My daughter is recently, my oldest daughter has recently split up with her husband. And I was saying to her, dating in my time and age was a lot easier, because you go to the phone box, you'd ring your girlfriend, you'd arrange to meet them, and then you wouldn't see or speak to them for 3 years.
Oh, 3 years.
You wouldn't have to, you were going to see them.
You were good boyfriend material.
I know. These days, you send a message and it's like, oh my God, they haven't read my message, or it's only been 2 minutes, or they read my message and they haven't replied. And I like the time when, and maybe I'm a bit of a romantic still, but I like the time when you met someone, you hung around with them, and then the feelings grew. And then from that feeling, love then developed from that, and there was no pressure with it. And I think I sort of, that to me is what it's all about, really, is meeting someone, getting to know them as a friend, no pressure, and then just letting it grow, letting it develop, and letting it see where it goes. No expectations, because I don't think you can put expectations on a relationship. When you and I've been on dating sites before, and when you look and they say, well, I want someone that's over 5 foot, over 5'5", that's me out, I'm 5'4". Blonde hair, rippling muscles, biceps, and all this sort of thing, and straight away you're putting conditions on it. You can put conditions on love, because you never know who you're going to fall in love with. That's the thing.
That's very physical, isn't it? That's someone having a physical, looking at the outside of a person, not seeing what they're truly like inside.
Absolutely.
And what and it's their genuine self, what's going on in their inner self. It's the real connection, and that's what people, I think the young people generation, I'm not being sort of, what's the word, generationist, but that's how they start out, don't they? They're looking at the out. I don't know. I don't want anyone complaining. But I think they look, don't they, at the outside package, and they don't understand, because that's all the life experience of love, isn't it? They don't see the inside. Whereas you get older, and especially if you've had relationships that have ended and you've learned from different experiences, that's where you start looking for different, you realise there's different things that you want out of somebody. It's not necessarily, the outside exterior. So, but it is.
Shall we?
It's like
Shall we
anything
read
in life.
Kate's? Yeah. Shall we read Kate's comment? She says, "I'm happy and content with being a single mama, but still dream that I will be in a happy relationship one day when the time is right." And that's a really good attitude, Kate, because you're happy who you are. You're happy, being a single mum, but you're also like one day, and there will be a one day when it all feels right. When you're ready. When it doesn't matter when it is. What matters is that when it happens, it's right, and that you respect yourself and you respect, that it's what you want. And yeah, it does change with age, and it changes on your circumstances. If you have children, you need to have somebody that's going to accept your children, because your children are more important than anything. Mine would be as well. Obviously, I'm happily in a relationship, but if somebody didn't like animals, that would be them out. Regardless of what they look like, they'd be like, sorry, they'd have to like the cats, they'd have to like the dogs, that sort of thing, because they're just as important as my kids, and they really are.
Yeah.
And and I'd be like, sorry guys, I'll be like, yeah, if you can't accept this, you can't accept me for who I am, then I wouldn't be interested.
But do you think as people get older, they start to not care so much about looks and just care more about what's inside?
I think there has to be a bit of a physical thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because Di's just said about the butterflies in the stomach and all that sort of feeling. I think there's still looks, of course, there's still a look element, because it's a bit like window shopping at the moment if you're on the internet. But it is, I think, when you're older. Leah, I'm only talking because I've had 2 husbands. Clearly, I'm just not getting it right. But I think as you get older, there's other things about them. I mean, my second husband, we've been friends for 3-4 years, and I didn't even look at him in any way other than friendship. So I think there's different, as you get older, different things change, but you still have that feeling. You still suddenly look at somebody and think, oh, actually, I quite like you. It's just sometimes people are right under your nose and you don't even know. That said, he has gone now. But yeah, I think there's loads of different. I think there's still an attraction, of course there is, but I think you need to look past that sometimes, and you need to be honest. Until you truly do love yourself or feel good about yourself, there's still that element. Do you bring in a negative? If you're not feeling the love about you, what sort of person are you going to attract to you anyway? I don't know if you would agree.
They always say, don't they, that if you don't love yourself, why should anyone else love you? And that sounds a bit harsh, but if you don't, who's going to respect you if you don't respect yourself? And that's a really important lesson, that you should really respect yourself. I mean,
think sometimes it's more about accepting yourself than loving yourself, because it's hard for someone to say, well, I really love myself. Sometimes it is just accepting that actually this is who you are and that you're perfect as you are, and that you shouldn't be expected to change for anyone. Change because you want to change, but don't change because we have to change for other people. And these days society is saying you have to look a certain way. I feel sorry for the teenagers these days, and the girls at school, because the pressure they must be under to look like Kardashian and to get their lips done and all this sort of thing. And you know what? They're all perfect as they are. And if I could look back at my old self and give myself a bit of advice, it would be, this is who you are. Get on with it. Don't listen to other people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Kate, we're going to give you a card reading, or any sort of reading that any of us decide is appropriate. So I have got the Whispers of Love cards. They're very much love cards today, okay, that I have. So let's pull you a card out. And anybody else, if you get going before I do.
Okay, so I'm using the angel cards today. So Kate, I've just pulled you an angel card. It's saying messenger of action. So something new and excited related to creativity or career comes to your attention around this time. It's all about an eagerness to learn and ready to get going, although you might feel a little bit insecure about what it is that's coming up. So I don't know whether you're thinking of changing position, changing job, something like that, or even doing something on the side actually. But an eagerness to learn don't feel that you're not quite ready yet, just go for it. Even if you feel that you're not quite ready yet, just go for it and you'll learn along the way. I feel that you're going to be quite creative with this and quite enthusiastic. So yeah, hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, then it will do. Thanks, Kate.
Okay, I've got new love, which is quite interesting.
Ooh.
There. Okay, it says new love. Embrace this new opportunity, or do you know what? Sorry, it's so little. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities and spiritual growth, which is very interesting considering what Leah's just said. So this could very much be a new project, a new passion that you want to take off, really. And this is a step out of your comfort zone card as well. It's like being confident, even if you're not feeling confident inside. It's like try and portray confidence there, and just know that you're worth it, because this card is absolutely beautiful. It's like reach for the stars, you know. There isn't any sort of sitting back and waiting for something to happen now. This is like getting something moving. Spiritual growth, I want to say you really have changed over the last sort of couple of years. You've really come out of yourself. You're really more believing in yourself. And this is a card here saying that, you know, just keep believing, keep reaching to the stars. Even if you're having a bad day occasionally, you think, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Just know that if you want to do something enough, you're going to achieve it. And these, like I said, you're reaching for the stars there. It's definitely not taking a lesser position. It's going for what you want. Okay.
Well, I'm using Wisdom of the Oracle cards today. I thought I'd have a little change. And for you, Kate, I got Poised, which again, it's a lovely card. And it shows to me, as soon as I look at that a bit like what Polly and Leah said, you're up on that column, you've slightly taken a leap, you've jumped up, and it's like you're poised, ready to start something new. And it's when you look up at that, she's going towards that star. It's like a medal to me. And it's like anything that is not out of your grasp. So whatever it is you're doing, you can jump up and reach out to. But also, although she's very fairy-like, she's reminding me of a transformation, like the wings are coming away from her and she's stepping into something new. And I'm also getting the bunting, I got drawn to the bunting. So I was getting a couple of different things that's something to do with sewing. I can see you doing something to do with sewing or some sort of tapestry. And it's showing me your love life, that you're poised because you're in a very good place at the moment and you are actually learning new experiences about yourself. So when you are ready for that next relationship, you are going to be going into it a much stronger and a much more focused person, and with new ideas that are going to, you know, time for you as well as others. So there's lots going on around you, new projects, you know, and lots of positivity. So lovely card.
Awesome. Do you have anything, Ricky?
Well, I'm actually going to abstain from Kate, and the reason why is because I know her.
Oh, right, okay.
And tonight I'm interviewing her on the Newton Abbot Spiritualist Church page about the law of attraction.
Oh.
She's, you know, I will say about Kate, with what I know about her, we've spoken on the internet quite a lot, that we've never met. She's a very talented woman, very spiritually minded, and I know that she will get there. I think if I was to pull out one card from Kate, it would probably be the focus card. But so I know a lot about Kate, so I'm going to abstain on this one because I'll be speaking.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Well, we hope that made sense to you, Kate. Let us know in the comments. So we've got Tracy that's saying, I was single 6 years, not looking, and started talking to my partner on Facebook. Didn't know what he looked like. We became friends and now we are together. We were meant to be. Amazing. There we go. So that just shows that you don't have to see the person. So was it more of a feeling? Like how did it all happen? Tell us a little bit more about that, Kate.
Well, I'm going to sustain from that because Tracy's my old school friend, so I know all about that because I gave her a reading beforehand. But yeah, that's actually, Tracy's got had a lot behind that, so actually that's quite a lovely story. But yeah, like Ricky, I know Tracy, so
we've got a bit of feedback.
We won't be. Yeah.
We've got a bit of feedback from Kate. Yes, Leah, totally right. I have taken a new direction. Thank you. Oh my God, Polly. Yes. Jane, totally relate to that. Thank you. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for the feedback,
Thank you,
Kate.
The feedback.
So, any more little stories on here? So,
Jane, what does love mean to you?
I think now, to me, love means appreciating not just myself, but everything around me. I think when we examples on when we couldn't go out back in the spring, I was going around my garden looking at the most strangest of plants and the ladybird. I know it sounds, but I was going up to them and like filming them and really starting to appreciate nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I took on board what was actually around me day to day that you overlook when you're in a rush, when you're busy. So along with that and my spiritual journey and accepting that not everything was always my fault in the past, but actually you do contribute to a lot of things, I learned a lot about myself. And like Vicky said, not just loving myself, but actually accepting myself, faults and all, and accepting how I am and why I'm like that. So love to me is just about, it's about everything around you. It's about appreciating the small stuff. But, you know, knowing that everything leads to that, and you just got to have that positive vibe. So there's a lot of, I mean, especially on a day like today, love is all about, people think relationships, but it's not. It's about actually just being out there and helping others. I mean, as a healer as well, love to me is about helping others. And if I give something to others, then I've shared that little bit of love, that little bit of positivity.
It's
So
really
how I
lovely,
see
isn't
it
it?
now.
I've started doing this thing, right? We'll just read Howell's first. But looks fade, your connection with your husband or wife, etc., does not. So if it's true love, absolutely, you know, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't matter in the end what you look like. I mean, we could be going through all sorts of things, can't we? But if you really love somebody and really appreciate them, and that's with regard to husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, you know, sons, daughters, friends, it doesn't matter, does it? You know, if they're a good person and they make you feel good and you've got this connection, then it's really important to keep it alive. It doesn't matter, you know, looks don't matter really, do they at all? And it's lovely.
Not at the end of everything, no.
Yeah, and it really is. I've started doing this thing, right? It's really sweet. Well, I think so. But it's like, do you know when it makes you feel good, right? But it's not just makes you feel good, it makes that person feel good as well. Not in an egotistical way, but I'm always so busy. Anyone that knows me knows that, you know, I am busy, and like sometimes they'll send me a message and I'll think I've got to answer that message and I forget because then I've got 2 clients or 3 clients or whatever in my life's all like raw. But every time I get something now, like somebody pops into my head, I text them or I phone them just like off the chance. I think, right, okay, they're in my head. I don't know why they're in my head, and I'm going to phone them. And I've only started doing it and actually really making the effort to do it, because my friends, I've got lots of friends and they're all over the place, all over the country. And I just think, you know, sometimes I've just got to speak to them rather than just send that text or whatever, or, you know, forget. I'm going to phone them now while it's in my head. And it's amazing. I spoke to somebody I hadn't spoken to for ages the other day because they just popped into my head. And then I was like, oh, thank you so much for phoning me. And I was like, do you know what? Why don't I do this more? I just get really consumed with work. And I do. I know I do. Or then having to try and get that balance of family and work. You know, so when I'm not working, I'm trying to sort the family out, you know, and the dogs and things like that. But honestly, I felt so good. And it's been 3 times this week already. I've just picked up the phone and phoned somebody up. You know, if they don't answer, it's because they're at work or they're busy, you know. But it's such a nice feeling, and it's not just nice feeling for me. It makes me, it's good feeling for them, and also you then realise that actually you should be making an effort more, shouldn't you? You know, you really should, and tell your friends you love them, because your friends can be so important. You know, your friends, when you're in a relationship, if your relationship breaks up, your mates are still there, you know, and or your other family members, they're still there. You know, you might have neglected them a little bit and not realizing you've neglected them a little bit. And yeah, I think that I'm personally making more of an effort in that reason, for that reason.
I think that's nice.
Yeah. So I love all my friends and I love all my clients. So I love everybody.
I love everyone.
Oh, how's it been? Love never fails as long as you can you could take care of yourself and be there for someone else and be thoughtful of their needs. Me and my wife have had our ups and downs. Polly, you know about this. Yeah. There's, I know Hal. So if any of you guys would like to give him a reading, please do, because he really deserves one there. But yeah, then they've been through a lot of ups and downs and things like that. So if anybody fancies giving Hal a reading, we're all taking turns today because obviously we all know people that are popping on.
Okay, so I've again using the angel cards. Hal, so this is for you. It's healer of abundance. So a lot of healing energy around you at the moment. And this card is really saying that never doubt that you can make a difference. And as I'm reading it, it does actually feel that never doubt that you can make a difference in your partner's life, in people around you. And yeah, okay, I'm going to lead up now. So basically, never doubt you can make a difference. Your creativity and ability to be innovative make you destined to succeed. It might be time to expand your career, but don't forget to leave time for family. This situation involves a person, who's possibly you, who's very down to earth with a gift for design or decorating, very open-minded and nurturing. I keep getting that. I feel like there's someone around me for you, but I'm not letting them come. So if someone else wants to go, and I'll just see if anything. So getting distracted.
I got it's just been taken out my hands. I got why for you, Hal. And I think that's probably a question that many a times you've asked. Why is it me? Why is it happening to me? Because I just got this quite heavy feeling that, I mean, obviously you said you've had your ups and downs and Polly knows you, but I did get this feeling like it's a little bit, it kept coming and it's like, why? And actually, like Leah, I felt a very light tapping on my shoulder when Leah was talking, and the wings in that picture are making me want to go to spirit. I feel like this is someone around, and that there's been a loss as well that's caused problems. Not problems, that's not the right word. But there's been just one thing after another of you. And what I want to say to you is that bright light behind, that's what you've got to keep focusing on. And it's really hard when someone is feeling that their ups and downs seems unfair, that they're the one. Why is it happening to me and it's not happening to someone else? But actually, as hard as that is, our life lessons are there to keep us focused, keep us strong. And I just think, keep moving forward, keep looking at that brightness, that light, because there are happier times for you, and you will look back and know that you've learned something from those sad times. But there is someone around me, and I feel they're quite young. So I'm not sure if that resonates. It does feel very young because the tap was quite playful.
Yeah, so I'll just tell you what I was feeling, and you can tell me if it does make any sense to you. If not, it might be for someone else that's watching. But I really felt like I had a gentleman with me, and you were saying young, and I did actually feel that he was young, but then I got taken to an older man as well, and all he was doing was putting his hand on his heart and saying, "I'm sorry, I love you." So I'm not sure if that makes sense to you, but it was, I'm sorry for something, and I felt quite emotional with it as well. And just also thanking you for something that you finished that this person didn't get to finish. I know you mentioned Afghanistan there, so I don't know whether this could be somebody that you worked with, but it was just a strong gentleman, and he was just saying, "I'm sorry and thank you." So let me know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just wanted to chip in there as well, because I tell you what I was getting actually before I read that, and I wish I hadn't read that now, but what I was getting was, I was getting a lot of self-doubt with you, but I was also feeling that you were having to look after some other people at times, and that you're a strong gentleman, but you at times you doubt yourself too much, you give too much for other people as well, and what you're doing is you're keeping yourself to yourself. I think at times I get a little bit of frustration between you and your partner, because she will talk to you about how she feels, but you don't talk to her about how you feel. And sometimes I think I want to say to you that open up and tell her how you're feeling, because you've got to get it out, better out than in. Funny enough, I had a lady there with you, and a gentleman. I had two that weren't together as a couple, but the lady, she was only short. She comes into me, I mean, I'm 5'4", she comes into me probably 5'2", 5'3". I know there's an incredible love for you, and I feel with this lady, I want to say that she's gone too soon. Because for me, she feels she passed fair young-ish, and by youngish, I want to say sort of 40s, maybe something like that. And I get a sense I've got a big family on one side that's all really loud and quite close, but always falling out, and on the other side, I've got quite a small family there that sort of do see each other, but not very often. At times, and I've almost sort of finished now, but there were times, and I go right back to your school life and your sort of teenage years where you were being told you weren't good enough, and that sort of stuck with you. And I wanted you to try and clear all that out of your mind. Oh, so mother was okay. Mother's 56, so yeah, I might have been a bit out of my age there. And I want to say that way back then you were being told you weren't good enough, and that still sticks in your mind now. And I want you to take that out, forget about that. That was them reflecting their issues onto you, and you are more than good enough. And I do think there's new beginnings. I'm seeing a lot of yellow, so yellow to me represents new beginnings. So I think there's a lot of positive change coming for both you and your partner.
Oh, that's lovely. Hope that makes sense to you, Howell.
Maybe Hal's mum was young at heart, Ricky. That's why we're all picking up that
Yeah.
young vibe. Maybe she was quite a young-minded person.
Well, I felt
Feels-
even at 56 there, as he says, I feel that his mum was actually quite young at heart. So I feel that she was, especially in a younger day, she was actually the life and soul of the party. And I get a sense that when she passed, I feel that this was an illness she passed with, but actually her passing was very quick, that we didn't expect her to go when she did. I think we expected her to go on a little bit further than she did in life. But I also want to say that please know that she is with you at the moment. She's with you quite a lot. And I'm also seeing a young, what it feels a young boy, but I think a young boy might be on the earth plane. So I don't know if you can take a young boy in the family that might be having some difficulties at the moment around school or something like that. And I just want to say it will be okay.
Awesome.
That's
Cool.
lovely.
So everyone at home and you guys, I want to ask, what is your favourite movie about love? Because I need some inspiration for some movie tonight.
Do you know what I love?
What's your favourite movie? Favourite love?
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Hello,
Yeah.
Kelly.
Do you know, Love Actually, I have to watch it if it's Christmas or not Christmas. I absolutely love it, and I still absolutely I cry every time what's her name finds out her husband's having an affair. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think Love Actually for me is quite a classic, because although it's Christmassy, it's just got it's got so much else going on with all the different people in it. So it is a classic. It is, it is a lovely
got 2
one.
votes for Love Actually. Hi, Michelle.
But can I be cheeky and say, as a friend, I love Beaches. So that Beaches, although that's sad at the end, that is just such a lovely friendship film that shows true friendship at the end, whatever you go through. So that's also another favourite of mine.
I've not seen that, so I don't know.
Bette Midler's in that one, but it's very good.
How about you, Ricky?
Always with me. My son at 17 graduates soon, so that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, brilliant, thank you. Well, actually, I quite like that film, The Holiday, but being a man,
I love The Holiday too.
I do love that film, and I think Love Song, as a kid, I was quite a hard mod growing up, so again, I can't admit to this, but I think I like Spandau Ballet, True. I mean, I love that song, and even now I still love that song. And True, and the other Spandau Ballet song is I Just Love, and at times it does make me feel really emotional, is Through the Barricades. So I don't know if you haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
I love that film.
I love Martin Kemp, Ricky.
Yeah, he's a fantastic. He is. It doesn't matter. He gets older and more dishy. I have to say.
Yes. So you can't do any wrong in my eyes.
Well, nor can Johnny Depp, and he has done wrong, but obviously he still can't do anything wrong in my eyes. My song that I absolutely love, is More Than Words by Extreme. Absolutely love that song. Don't know, do you guys know it?
I don't know. I need to start writing these down.
Right, honestly to God, it is amazing, because it's about actually more like showing that you love somebody rather than having to say it all the time. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
It's sort of,
Yeah.
you know, I love that song. In fact, it's my all-time favorite song in the world.
Awesome. Pamela's saying Titanic is my favorite. Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that is quite a good film.
I think you've raised a very good point there, because my mum and my stepfather, they've been together now for I think about 47 years, and obviously being a kid growing up, I've been there through a lot of their ups and downs. And you know, they have had their ups and downs, but you know, you can't I can't imagine them apart now. You really can't. So love is never easy, is it? And you've got to, I think the thing is with love, because you know, I'm like you, Jane, I've been divorced twice, so you know, who am I to give people advice about it? But I would say, if you generally with a partner that you love and you're going through a rough time, work through it. You know, do everything you can to work through it. And then if the worst comes to the worst, at least you can say, you know, I tried and I did my best. But you know, love is there. That love is hard work, isn't it? You know, it's not something you don't just fall in love and that's it, romantic forever. We've got to keep working at it every minute of every day, really.
Oh yeah, because I mean, you can.
I always say it's a foundation. You've got to build on that foundation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Joanne's put
serendipity.
We've heard of that one.
I don't know what that is. Ghost.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
That pottery scene, everyone loves that, don't they?
Yeah. I reckon you might have reenacted
that's my
that,
favourite.
It's a wonderful life. I love it.
Well, that'd be Italian, wouldn't it? Now I'm single.
The Notebook. I have never watched The Notebook.
Oh my
Never.
god, Holly, you need to watch it. What? It's
Right.
tonight. It's amazing.
Oh, that is good. That is good.
Yeah. Do you know what, with that one, I always thought that the Empire State Building was massive in that film, and when I went to visit it, I realised it wasn't on that balcony.
Were you disappointed?
That always got me. Yeah, I was disappointed. Well, not that, because I'm scared of heights, so it wasn't good. What Dreams May Come? Oh, Robin Williams'
that's a
song.
brilliant film.
Oh, that sounds a bit sad, but love it.
No, I tell you what, it's a brilliant film. I mean, it is a sad film because Robin Williams meets this lady who turns out to be the love of his life. They have two children, and they both, one day they go out and they pass in a car accident when they're going to school. Then a few months later, Robin Williams and his wife is full of grief, and he basically goes out one day. There's a car accident, and he gets out to help the person. As he gets out, he gets hit by a car, so he dies. Then his wife's left on her own, and at that point he goes in, and the view of the spirit world is exactly how I thought it to be, exactly in that film. So his wife is a really talented painter, and what she's done is she's painted the spirit world. She's painted the ideal location where her and her husband were going to live and spend the rest of their life. And when Robin Williams dies, he goes straight into this painting, and he's living in this painting. And he meets his spirit guides, etc. Well, on the earth, his wife is struggling, and cut the long story short, she ends up taking her life and going into the spirit world. And his guides come up and say, "Oh, your wife has passed," and he's like, "Great, when am I going to see her?" Well, you'll never see her because she's in hell. Now, we know that bit's not right. However, they predict hell as being a place where she's all consumed with everything that's gone on. And to me, that is what the lower astral plane is. It's a place where souls that are consumed go like that. So he goes on this quest to go and bring her back. And if he doesn't bring her back within a certain amount of time, he'll end up staying with her. And in the end, what he does, because since then he's met his children and his dog in the spirit world, and he finds her and he goes to bring her back, and he can't bring her back. And he goes back out to his spirit guide, who turns out to be someone that he knows. And he says to him, "Tell my children I will love them for eternity, but I'm not leaving her on her own." And he says, "But if you stay, you'll end up in hell with her." And he says, "I know that, but I can't leave her." And it's that unconditional love, exactly, that releases her. And
I
she
think I need a tissue.
Yeah,
and then they do
where is it? Can you watch it? I've
We don't
never
need to
heard
watch
of
it
it.
now.
And I
Ricky
used
just
to,
told us.
I
yeah,
know, I
but
told you, but the
where
best
can
they
we
know,
find it?
yeah,
Where
and
can we
they-
find it, Ricky?
well, it's on. I know it's on Amazon Prime because I've seen it on there.
Oh, okay.
It's an old film. It's sort of 1996, something like that. So it's quite an old, but it's brilliant, brilliant. And then at the end, they meet each other and they say, "This is going to be amazing. We're going to spend the rest of our life together." And she says to him, "But don't you miss that spark when we first meet?" And the next thing you see, you've got two young kids at the on the play part, and they've reincarnated and they meet again. So,
Oh, sounds like an amazing film.
oh, it's a fantastic film. It really is.
Oh, I'm gonna look that up now, Ricky. When I've got 5 minutes, can I be cheeky? Because we don't normally do this on the show, but I see Richard put it up earlier that Tracy said how much she loved people. Could you give Tracy a reading? Because I obviously have, and I don't want to. But she's been through a lot at the minute, and I just
Can you
I
find
think she'd love that.
Tracy?
Yeah.
Tracy Jane Dolphin it is.
Di is saying the champ, though not a relationship in the man sense, but the love between father and son.
Yeah, that was the first film I ever cried at as a teenager. That's when I realised I had hormones.
Oh,
Too sad. Yeah, I love my friends. Love you, Jane. Love you too, Tracy. That's why I've asked them, because I know she'd really appreciate it, and I know she could do with it.
okay. Well, I've got. Look, right. Sorry, you're going to have to wait for me to put my glasses on again. I can't see the screen with these ones on, and I can't see the see the cards without them. Right. So look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realise. We have there. And the other card that we have is have faith. Trust your faith. Trust your faith in this situation. Now it does feel like Tracy, like everything seems to have been crashing down, or like literally one after the other, after the other, after the other. It's almost like once you've got your breath back with one thing, that something else is coming along. I do feel like somebody's had quite either a serious health issue around you, or like it just feels like really stressful around a situation of health. And this is like saying here, now this could be mental health, it could be physical health, but this feels really much like you've just been like consumed or waiting for news or worry there. Okay. And this is like, I know it seems like it's all been one after the other, and it seems like over the last 4 to 5 months has been particularly difficult for you, Tracy, but this is saying have faith. Everything is going to start like the fog's going to clear, if you like. Okay, you really do need, as soon as you can, to get some sort of energy healing. I feel like you're right out of balance there, and you're feeling like you're sort of running around on fresh air at the moment, and you haven't really got the strength there to help you up again when you feel like you're falling. I do feel as well like you've been having to look after everyone, and you almost need a little bit of someone to look after you, Tracy, as well there. And I do feel like you've got good people around you, but you're like the main worrier or the main sorter outer at the second. And this is, like I said, a time to call on people there, just to make sure that you're getting as much as you give. I hope this is going to make some sort of weird sense to you, Tracy. But yeah, it really is a time to like start looking after yourself a little bit. So as soon as you can, even if it's like remote healing that you're getting from somebody, it doesn't matter. But I always feel like I need to bring you around and put you on a healing bed and start, giving you some energy and getting you back into balance again. So really do start looking after yourself, Tracy, there. Have you been worried about your sort of health or stress levels there as well? Things are on the up. They are going to be improving, but I still see like a rocky couple of months before everything does start to feel a little bit more positive for you. But just know that there is a sort of light at the end of the tunnel there. Definitely, I want to say by sort of Pisces into Aquarius star sign, everything starts to feel much more lighter and lifted. I hope that makes sense, Tracy.
Yeah, so it's funny because you have literally just said pretty much everything that is coming up on this card. I want to just show you the picture. Hopefully you can see that. Let me know if you can see that. Okay. Yeah, you can see that. So obviously in this picture, the woman is very busy doing everything around her. Look how cluttered everything is around her. And this card is really just saying that you are working too hard. But even though I'm saying that you're working too hard, I feel like you've had to, it's not because you want to, it's because you've had to, and it's not just actual work, it's you're actually helping a lot of people around you. And basically the spirit world are asking you to find a healthy balance between work and personal life. I feel like personal life is quite busy at the moment, and you've been doing a lot for other people, looking after other people, but be more willing to ask for help from people. I think that's coming up quite a lot, and I know it's difficult during this time, but be willing to ask for help to try and lighten your load a little bit so that you can take more care of yourself. I feel like you've been straining a little bit to make others happy, and it is going to be harmful to your health. So really just, and I know Jane would happily give you some healing, and we all will, we'll all send you some healing. But yeah, just ask for help. And I keep getting April coming up as something. I actually think you might have a birthday or an anniversary coming up in April, so let me know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just want to, I suppose I just want to add on that as well. The one thing I'm picking up here is I've got two women here actually at the moment, and they're a little bit like Hinge and Bracket because they're constantly yabbering about each other. These are two grandmothers, and one I felt you knew and you were quite close to. The other one I get sense that you didn't know quite so well. I'm not sure if it was father's side that you knew or mother's side, but I feel it was mother's side that you knew well. And they're around you quite a bit at the moment, and I do get a sense that you sense one of these women around you, but you don't know who she is, and you do also send out the thoughts, and you're constantly asking for help from spirit, but you don't feel that you're getting anything back at the moment. Because of that, I feel it's knocked your your confidence a bit as well, in spirit and in the afterlife as well. You yourself are very talented spiritually, and I do feel I want to say to you, it's probably time that you got on your pathway now and started doing a little bit for you, because I'm getting a sense that what you're doing is you're following everybody else's dreams, helping work things out for them, but you're not doing it for you. And it's time you set an evening aside a week to concentrate on you. I know you said that your mum's got COVID at the moment, and the spirit world is sending your mum healing. I want to say it's not her. I don't feel it's her time at the moment. I don't know when people are going to go at all, and I wouldn't want to. But I want to say your mother is a tough cookie. She's gonna get through this. You know, she is a tough cookie. But I also want to say that you have also got a lot of your mother's strength, and I want to say your grandmother's strength as well. I feel that you've got a succession of strong women there. So time to focus on you. Mum will get through it. You'll start to see progress with mum shortly, very soon. In the next few days, she'll start to pick up again. I do see that there's a lot of good times coming for you. I'm quite excited. I feel quite excited for you, actually. I really do. I'm getting a lot of red for you. I want to give you red. Red to me isn't a warning. Red to me is strength, and red is confidence. So I want to give that to you. And when the everything opens up again, and you go out and you get the opportunity to go to the pub or a restaurant or whatever, I want to say to you, wear a bit of red. Go out and buy yourself a red top. Show how confident. In fact, you can borrow Jane's there, look, just to see how, just to show everyone that a new confident you is now coming out.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, just quickly, also, can I quickly add, your stepfather in spirit, would there have been respiratory problems and either suspected blood clot or some sort of blood clot? Because I keep seeing something feeling like lodged or blocked or something there. Quite a quick passing there as well with him. He was actually a really kind man, and a lot of love for you, actually. And apparently you were very, very kind to him. He's saying that there was a lot you were doing for him at the end there, and he was really like, it was a bit overwhelmed. I think he was a bit overwhelmed by how much love people were trying to give there. Now he's saying it does feel like you were either not able to go, or there was sort of, maybe it was the restrictions from COVID, but it just feels here like he's wanting you to know that thank you for everything that you tried to do, or all the help you did try and get. Now he's also saying, I don't know if this is making any sense, it's like somebody wants him to wear something in the coffin, or wanted him to wear something in a coffin, but he couldn't wear what they wanted him to wear. Now, this sounds a bit of a weird thing to say, but just know that I've said it, okay? Or there was some problem with something that somebody wanted him to wear in the coffin. But he said, don't worry about it, okay? If that's what he said, if that's all you've got to worry about, stop worrying about it, okay? It's quite an important message. There's certain aspects of the end there that we wanted to be in a different way. He said, please don't worry. He said, he's fine. He went straight up there. He was fine. He's very much looking round on the situation at the moment, and he's saying it's not your mum's time yet. Okay. He said that she can be a hard old thing when she wants to be. Try not to worry about her so much. I hope this makes some sense to you. And just lots of love there. Lots and lots of love there. And that's it.
Amazing. Hope that makes sense.
Thank you, everyone, because I know she needed that.
I want to ask Ricky this. So I'm going to pick on you since you're the only man, since you're our guest and you're a man. So I'm just going to ask you a fun question. So let's say that you had a £30 budget and you need to take a girl on a date. What is your idea of a fun date with a budget of £30?
Oh gosh, here we go. Well, you know what? That's well, my fun date I know would be exactly the opposite from what her fun date would be. Mine would probably be a couple of pints and a football, but however, I think I would negotiate that one later on down in a relationship.
Yes, let's say it's a first date.
Yeah, do you know what? I think okay, what I would love to do is, for me, it would be to is this a first date or a second one then?
This is a first date. You've got it.
First date, right? Okay, all right. Because I was going to say pick them up from work, but okay. So for a first date, what I would like to do is to go and pick them up, take them to sort of a pub somewhere out in the country for something to eat, and then go up to. We've got a lovely reservoir up close to Buckfast called Venford Reservoir, and just go walk around the reservoir at sunset. So obviously we'd have to be hopefully sort of summertime, and just walk around Dartmoor at sunset and watch the sunset, because you know we get some magical sunsets around here. So I think that would be it for me. Would be take them out for something to eat, for a light meal or something like that, and then up on the moor so that we could watch the sunset together.
That's nice. I'm glad you put the sunset part in there. That's romantic, yeah.
Yeah, we like that. See, if you're single there, Ricky, you might be having lots of perspective.
I was going to say, when do you want me, Ricky?
About 4:10.
Okay. Can I get there in that time?
We'll send you a car.
Yes, I don't blush that easily, Richard. But yeah, it's a reflection.
Yeah.
I don't blush at all. I don't even get embarrassed.
What about you guys at home? Let us know about some fun dates that you've been on, or maybe some not so fun dates. Let us know in the comments.
Oh yeah. Well, do you know what? I always find it fascinating, when people talk about like dates, especially those ones like blind dates, like online dates, and you might have seen some pictures, but sometimes the pictures are out of date to what the person actually looks like, if that makes sense. And I've heard some real crackers of stories. And but I mean, I think there was one on, I think it was This Morning or a program like that a while back, and they were saying, about how they escaped their dodgy date, and some of them were awful, like literally climbing out of a toilet window. Yeah. Because there wasn't, and I'm thinking, I'd rather just be honest and say, look, I'm really sorry, but let's have a drink as a friend, but that's really all it's going to be. I wouldn't be able to be that vile to somebody. I just wouldn't be able to do it. Not unless I thought they were a psycho, and then I would be out of the bathroom window, But...
Did you ever see the thing on ITV this morning where the woman was married to a ghost?
Oh yeah.
No,
I didn't watch it, but it was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? And she was on This Morning. Yeah, and I see the write up afterwards, and I thought, really?
Yeah, she married.
Wasn't she going to divorce him?
I did worry for a minute, Leah.
I thought I see a snap where she was going to go.
Oh, really? Divorce him?
I thought she was
that
going to
she
divorce
had
him
married
because
to a goat.
he'd not done something he should have done, so she was going to divorce him. It was very bizarre when I read the write-up. Very bizarre.
Very odd.
No. Hi, Daniela.
Hi, Daniela.
Hi, Daniela.
Hi, Daniela.
So we are going to let you know what is on tonight. So tonight we've got VIP nights. Week 1 is free mediumship readings, and and then so that's Sunday evenings from 8 p.m. Bear with us. And we welcome back Indigo's Oracle tomorrow at 3:45. So mini readings with Indigo. And tomorrow night we've got Matt and Kirsty Grogan, some live mediumship and oracle card readings, and that's from 8 p.m. UK time. All right, and we've got one last one, which is an advance notice for our brand new show this Thursday from 1 until 3, and it's Psychic Picnic with Jackie Robinson. So look out for
what's
that.
a psychic? Right, what's a psychic picnic then?
That sounds like my kind of date.
Yeah. Picnic.
Picnic
with a psychic.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Via Zoom.
Has to be scones, but cream on first.
Oh yeah. Cream and strawberries.
They'd have to be gluten-free scones in my little life. They're few and far between, these things.
So, we've got another movie. Christine says City of Angels. Yes, I love that movie. Good choice.
I haven't seen that either.
And Christine,
Christine.
Thanks to SPTV. I know that my loved ones are still with me and love me.
Oh, they're always up there looking after you.
That's lovely.
Christine, I have a good friend and we have been friends for over 30 years and we say we love each other. I do to my friends as well. I always tell my friends I love them.
Yeah. In fact, you said it to me this morning, Polly.
Oh, I do love you.
Michelle, since I lost my husband nearly 20 years ago, I haven't had another relationship. A lot of people are in that situation, Michelle. Do you feel that it's because you can't move on, or is it just not happened for you? Tell us a little bit more, Michelle.
Yeah, and I think that's quite important actually, because in the work that I do, obviously I get quite a few people, women or men that have lost their partners and they can't move on. But do you know what? From the spirit world, one thing I will say is the spirit world they don't have the human emotions, so they don't have jealousy or anything like that. They absolutely love you unconditionally, and no one from the spirit world would want you to not meet someone because of them. They would want you to be able to move on, because at the end of the day, they want one thing for you, and that is for you to be happy. That's all they want. You know, the unconditional love. They know that the love between you and your husband, you could never replace that. They know that. And so live the rest of your life for you that will make you happy, because that will then make them happy in the spirit world.
Oh, lovely. I did a reading the other day for somebody, I think it was last week, and somebody came through, a gentleman came through for his wife that was, obviously we were doing an online reading, and he said, I want you to meet somebody else. But she wasn't quite ready for this. I said, I know you're not ready for this, but he's saying he wants you to meet somebody else, because he said he's saving you space in bed next to him up there, right? And she laughed and laughed. And I said, no, but he did say that. I said he's literally saying he's saving you a space for when it's your time, but you've got lots and lots of time yet. So it's important that you meet somebody else. Mm-hmm. And she was like saying, well, I felt, she said it was like a real relief for her, because she felt like she was being unfaithful. And I said, no. I said, and it was funny because I said to when he came through, he said, when I was down here, I wouldn't have had any of that, he said. But now I'm up there, he wants you to move on. And it was a relief for her, because, you can feel, can't you, that you're letting somebody down or being unfaithful, or, and you're not. You've got a lot of life left, hopefully, and it's important that you enjoy it, even if it's just a companionship. For example, you don't have to have a whole full-on intense relationship. You could have still the company of somebody, either the same sex or opposite sex, and it could be just all you need, you know. It doesn't matter, whatever's right for you at the end of the day.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Kate is saying, one Valentine's I was going out for a fancy lunch, really not me, and on the way there he crashed his car, so we never made it to the lunch and got transported home in a pickup truck. Oh my God, did you get dropped home or did you go back to his? And did you ever see him again, Kate? Let us know. Di is saying, oh, haha, that reminds me of my reading with you, Polly. The jealous beloved in spirit. Give me advice on current relationship. Haha, giving me advice on current relationships.
I can't remember that one. But
going on, see what
was it the pirate ghost she married?
Pirate ghost on this morning. It probably was. I can't
I
remember.
think it was. I think she's right. I think it was something to do with a pirate.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Didn't watch it. I see the follow-up. Someone put something on. I can't remember where I see that. And there was just so much comments on it. Even Holly and Phil were joking about it on their Twitter page, I think, afterwards.
The pirate one.
So,
So when did she used to say to the ghost, "Do you love me?" And he went, "Ah."
Michelle. So Michelle is a lady we were talking about, that she's not met anyone in 20 years, and Ricky had that good comment. So the reason is because he was the only man for me, and also because he's not here with me, but he is here with me in spirit, and I'm still married to him in my eyes. I don't want anyone else. Well, Michelle,
that's perfectly fine, isn't it?
That's fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, love is eternal, and you know that love will always be there between you and him from this life to the next, and quite possibly many other lifetimes.
Yeah. Pamela, I watched Passenger twice. Loved the film. Oh, I've not heard of Passenger.
I don't know
A
that.
lot of these ones I don't know.
I think I have actually heard. On Prime, says Richard. Anne Hathaway.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look at some
I'm
of these
going
up.
to be watching.
Yeah,
As I haven't got a Valentine's, I'll be watching a lot of films tonight.
I thought
No, I forgot. I'm going
Ricky
to
was
the
meeting
sunset
up.
with Ricky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ricky
sorry,
are going to the reservoir.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
So, Jane, got a question for you. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah, I do. I'll be honest. I mean, although we joke, and Ricky said the same, that I've been married twice, I get on still very well with my first husband. We were a lot younger, and I think there is an area where you think it's love at first sight, and then when I met my second husband, although he grew on me, probably deep down there was a love connection there. I just hadn't noticed it. So I think, it's. I know somebody, I actually worked with him, and he met his wife, and within 6 weeks I think they were married, and they stayed happily married for 30 years until she unfortunately died, and he was devastated. So listening to their story, definitely never knock anyone. There is a connection there, and like Michelle said, if she feels that she doesn't want anyone else because her love is for her husband that's passed, then that shows there must have been some big love, love at first sight connection, and she's got a real bond there. So I think there is love at first sight, and I think the difference as well between love and lust. I mean, I know we're in the daytime, but you can still say the word lust. So I think that's the difference. The connection is totally different.
I love dogs at first sight. It doesn't matter what sort of dog they are. If they've got one ear, I don't care. I still love them all. I just like, oh, I love you. And they're looking at me like, really? Yeah. But no, I love dogs. I've got a massive thing. I love all animals, but there's something about dogs.
I think that's the other thing as well. I had a lovely Shih Tzu called Gizmo after my first marriage ended. He was a saviour, because I had that dog's unconditional love to get me through it, and I've got an absolute nutty dog now that sometimes barks when we're on air. Again, he's not everyone's cup of tea, but I love him, and he is the person I look at and think, do you know what? At the moment, that is all I need. Well, that and the kids, but they're grown up. But I think pets can really make a difference in your life when you are, especially today, like today, if people are feeling low today and they've got animals, those animals will bring a smile to their face. They're the things that they've got, and they're good for petting and patting and cuddling, not kissing if they got bad.
Ricky, have you got a pet?
No, I haven't. We had a dog when I was a boy, and when he died, it broke my heart, and I haven't had one since. But I've been thinking of. I would like one. I would like to have a dog. But the thing is, when we were out of lockdown and my lifestyle being very nomadic and going around from wherever doing the mediumship, etc. At this moment in time, I just think if I had one, I wouldn't be able to look after it properly. And so for that reason, I'm not at the moment, but I would definitely like one as I sort of calm down a little. Not calm down, but as I'm not traveling so much and spending more time at home, I would definitely love one. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, I can't live without the dogs.
I know. I couldn't.
Funny enough, I'd like a couple of alpacas.
Really?
Yeah, I would love. I've got this thing about just having a place where I've got a couple of alpacas there.
Well, interestingly, my auntie that's watching, Chris, she's just moved to France and they are buying alpacas.
Are they?
We're gonna have a little alpaca farm so we can have it.
Right, that's it.
I think that's great because I would love to have some. I've always had to think about geese. I've always wanted to see a nice white fluffy goose walking around. I've always wanted goats, and I've said when we went to the farm when the kids were young, I wanted an alpaca.
Yeah.
Because I think it's nice to go out and see those animals and be in tune with them. So yeah.
I think it's not like as big as a horse. At least it's a little bit smaller.
Yeah. Not something that you can do in Portsmouth, though, is it?
No.
Oh, I'd like a little pygmy goat. I'd love a little pygmy goat because I think they're hilarious. They do stink to high heaven. Obviously, I was brought up in the Midlands and I had about every animal. We had a goat at one point. We had Shetland ponies, other ponies. We've had the lot. Every single rodent you could imagine. But yeah, I absolutely love them. But I'd have a goat again. I want to take a goat for a walk. I even had 2 ferrets called Charlie and Oscar. And we used to put them on leads and take them round. I love my ferrets.
There's a man that walks a ferret on a lead in Portsmouth.
Yeah, they do.
They do walking over Milton Common. Yeah. They do I had a friend that had ferrets. Yeah.
They're very loving.
I just want to say, getting back to Love at First Sight, because Joanne's just popped up there. Now I know Joanne as well. So Joanna, can you confirm this for me? I think it was her grandfather who passed just before Christmas a couple of years ago. Told me many years ago that he met her grandmother and he knew straight away as soon as he met her he was going to marry her. And I'm sure, now Joanne's popped out, I'm sure it was her granddad that said that about his grandmother. So Joanne, if you can confirm that for me, please, because I know I've heard that somewhere. I'm sure it was Jim said that. Joanne's grandfather was vice president of Newton Abbot Spiritualist Church, and he was a medium, and he was going for many years, 50 years, something like that. He was going in the church.
Wow. Yeah, let us know, Joanna.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, I had to say goodbye to my bestest little fella a year ago today. Miss him so much and appreciate all he did for me. Oh,
it's so sad.
Yeah, lots of love to everybody. Bless them. Oh, Tracy, I love my old dog Alfie. Helped me through many tough times. They really do. They are like that shoulder to cry on, aren't they? No, they lick your tears away.
Yeah. Yes, you're right, Ricky.
Yeah, I thought it was Jim. Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, it's nice that you remember that. Holly, did you used to do some horse jumping shows?
Yes, I had a pony, a New Forest pony, when I was 11 till she passed away because she got very old, bless her. And she was she'd jump 5-bar fences, and she was only 13 to she's like a sort of average sized pony. She'd jump anything from a standstill, and I've got rosettes somewhere, I think, in my ex-partner's loft, a whole big box of them where I used to win these shows, and all these people bought all these posh ponies into Pony Club, and my pony cost £350 and would jump anything.
Oh, that's amazing. I used to do horse jumping too, so I've got lots of rosettes at home from when I used to do it, but then one day I became really allergic to horses and I could never do it again.
Oh.
Yeah. I tried it a few times, kept going back, but the exact same thing kept happening and it was really bad. so couldn't do it anymore.
Oh, I don't
that's
think
sad.
I don't think my hips could take it anymore, to be honest. I think I'm getting a bit old.
Oh.
But yeah, I used to ride horses all the time. All the
Michelle,
time.
it was love at first sight with me and my late husband.
Oh.
She
Time to go
also
to work.
put earlier, Leah, that he passed only 10 months after their marriage. I see that
that's
come up
sad.
earlier. So
So
that
soon.
is sad. 10 months together and 20 years, she's still connected to him like that.
Oh wow.
I think
that
Harold
is
had to
brutal.
go. Well, I think he just had to go. I was just reading the comment, but it just disappeared.
Bye, Harold.
I suppose that the positive thing about that with Michelle, though, is that Michelle has experienced something in that brief time that many of us will probably never experience in a lifetime.
So true.
I know that's not much consolation, but you know, clearly what they had was just one of those once in a lifetime things that just happens to people just every now and then, and they come together, and it's absolutely just perfect, you know. And I mean, I'd love to be able to experience something like that in my lifestyle. Hopefully, we all get to.
I think as long as you've loved and you can feel that you've loved, or it doesn't matter, like I said, if it's a partner or if it's an animal or a ghost, a pirate ghost. If you feel like you've loved, you know, that's the important thing, you know. And if you've got good people around you who love you, friends, you know, you have a real connection with, and and I think, you know, we've just got to sometimes just appreciate them as well, you know, just as much, really, because like I said before, they're always the ones that are there helping you pick up the pieces and still there for you, and you know, and I know that my friends would.
Yeah, even if it's an animal, like what Christine was saying, when my dog Molly was alive, she would put her head on my knee when I was feeling upset, and I have felt it since she passed. Yeah,
I agree, Polly, because when I remember when I split up with my first husband, my dad used to say to me, God bless him because he's been gone a few years now, but he went, it's not, why haven't you got a boyfriend? It's not like you're ugly. I mean, come on, why haven't you got a boyfriend? He couldn't understand why I wanted that gap in between. And I was going, so Dad, and he went, well, come on, it's not, you know, you're not ugly. I mean, I wouldn't have an ugly daughter. And then when I split up with my second husband, my dad was actually very close to my second husband. That's how we met. And my dad was so upset what my husband had done. He was upset, I think, at one point than me. But I remember him then turning and saying, he was quite poorly then, and said, do you know what, you're worth more than any of them, so love yourself.
Aww.
So it's funny how his attitude had changed, but I still got friends now that think there's something wrong with me because I don't particularly look like because I get on and do my life how I'm doing my life. They think I should have someone in my life. So especially in the last year, but actually, why? It's about you. It's about how comfortable you are, not about other people.
Yeah.
So
And
you are right. You are loved by other people around you, and even your animals. So you don't, you know, there's love everywhere.
Yeah.
Love actually.
And I think as well, I think when you embrace being single, you know, and you know when you can just, you don't have to clean up if you don't want to, right? Or you don't, you know, I remember that gap, right, between partners, and like, you know, you can just go in and look like a slob and whip your bra off. I don't know if you whip your bra off, Ricky, but you know, it's like, you know, it doesn't matter.
Not recently.
Like, just enjoy the moment, you know.
Can I just say, Polly? Can I just say that doesn't always work, because I remember one afternoon I didn't have my kids, they'd gone to stay with their dad, and I had my PJs on and I had a tub of Haagen-Dazs strawberry cheesecake ice cream, and I bunged on the film. And actually I remember it was Batman, it was one of the Batman films, not a great, I mean, I'll watch anything because I love to see films anyway, but I was laying there stuffing the Haagen-Dazs down my throat watching Batman, and the door went, and I thought, I'm not expecting anyone. I'd been working all weekend because I'd gone in to cover weekend shifts. And I looked at myself and thought, oh, it's probably a friend. And I opened the door, and it actually was my then soon-to-be second husband.
No way.
We were still at Friends. Yeah, and we were still at Friends, obviously. And I remember standing there thinking, what do you want? And I remember looking down at myself, and the kitchen looked like a bomb had hit it because the kids hadn't been there. And I'd been at work all weekend. And I just thought, oh, sod it, who's going to see it? So, yeah, sometimes it doesn't pay to be a slob. But you are right. I don't out to anyone.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's quite a nice feeling as well, that you just are yourself doing what you want to do. So
Absolutely.
So Ricky, have you got
Cameron's
any
put-
final thoughts on love? Anything that
What's
you
my
want to say?
thoughts on love?
Final thoughts. Final.
You know what? I think final thoughts on love is there for all of us. I put the thoughts out to spirit, and hopefully at some point I'll meet someone. Whether I do or not, I don't know. But the one thing I will say is that if you've got someone in your life that you love, but they don't know that you love them, then maybe tell them. Because
a lot of people going, I can't tell them.
I know, but the thing is this, for two reasons, is that one, you might be surprised, you might get that reaction that actually they've got feelings for you, or if they haven't got feelings for you, at least you'll know and you're not left hanging.
It's very good point.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need a bit of Dutch courage, don't we, for something like that?
Have a little bit of Mr. Garden.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mr. Garden's always there for you.
Yeah. Gordon's always on hand. But yeah, no, it is. I think sometimes people can waste too much time. You know, like you said, you know, if you just ask somebody, then you'll get the answer, won't you? Never see them again, at least you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And you might be sad for a little bit afterwards if it doesn't go the way you want. But then it wasn't meant to be anyway.
Yeah, at least you're not left hanging. You know, I've heard of someone that was in love with this man, and she was in love with him for years. And you know, she loved him and she doted on him, but he wasn't interested in that way. But she still kept hanging him because, you know, she thought there might be a chance, and of course it never happened. Yeah, which it's saying we all deserve love. We all deserve to have love in our life in some way or other.
If you have one bit with the wrong person, maybe you're blocking it from meeting
happening with the right person. Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Pamela used to have goats.
Yeah, Pamela's saying I used to have goats. Go on, Polly, you were going to say something there, weren't you? Something cheeky.
I think I was just going to say Pamela had goats. No, I was just thinking back to what Ricky said earlier. Actually, it wasn't actually cheeky. It was actually quite serious. But no, when you said Ricky, that you know somebody might be you might think somebody's perfect for you, but you might not be perfect for them, or vice versa. You know, it is the same. If you can hanker after something too long, can't you? At the end of the day, sometimes you've just got to move on and cut the cords, those emotional cords, and move on. And there could be something round the corner that you're, like you said, you're blocking, Leah. And I just always think, just take a chance on love.
Yeah.
And I always say, there's someone out there for everyone, but you've got to be in the right place.
Right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
With the right feelings.
So what is the rest of your Valentine's Day plans? Polly, will you go first?
Whatever Jose's cooking me, whatever Jose's cooking me, because he does the cooking every day, bless him, he's very good at it. But we've got my stepdaughter's here this week for half term, so we've got her as well. So we'll probably be watching films. It'll probably be a Netflix sort of evening.
Oh, love it. And you, Jane?
I'm going to cook a shepherd's pie in a minute, and then I'm actually working. I've got some readings, and then I might watch one of those films that's been mentioned.
And Ricky, do you have plans?
Well, I'll be. I'm doing the church broadcast tonight because Sam, who normally does it, can't do it tonight. So I'll be doing it and interviewing the lovely Kate about the law of attraction. So that'll be if you've got nothing to do, that'll be on the Newton Spiritualist Church Facebook.
We'll check in. What about you, Leah? What are you up to?
I am going to take my dogs down to the beach and watch the sunset. And then I'm going to come back and watch some movies.
Fabulous.
A little bit of time.
I'll tell you what, Leah.
Get your mac and wellies on.
I'll take the dogs down the beach. That sounds perfect for me.
What did you say, Ricky?
I said you can do the church broadcast and I'll take your dogs down the beach.
Oh, if only we lived closer. You never know. I might meet someone down there. Let's see.
You might do. You never know, do you?
Never know.
Tesco's now. See if I meet anyone down there.
Well, Ricky, honestly, thank you so much for joining us.
Wrap
I'm so glad
up.
that we managed to do this together.
No, thank you for having me. It's been an absolute honour and a pleasure to work with you all. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you for
Thank
joining.
you.
So everyone, we've loved this topic. Thank you for everyone that joined us and all your comments and input. And we hope that you all, whatever you're doing, enjoy the Valentine's Day. You're back Sunday after at the new time of 2 p.m. like we were today. And any topics that you want us to cover, please put them in the comments because we do read everything.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you again, Vicky. Thank you, ladies. And we'll see you back in a week.
Thank you.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.